Good morning and welcome to this morning's episode of Amateur in the Morning. I am your host, the Forex Amateur. Today is the 14th of October, right? And as usual on these sessions, all I'm looking to do is highlight my outlook of the markets and exactly what I am looking to do in terms of trading for the day. Remember, on these sessions, we only highlight synthetic indices, which is the volatility markets predominantly, right? And as of next week, perhaps I will be including maybe gold and TJ and maybe Nasdaq as well, because those are other markets that I do look at. Uh, but for now, we'll just primarily focus on the volatility markets. So just to throw my little disclaimer in there, as usual, remember, I am not qualified or approved or licensed to provide any sort of financial advice, any sort of trading advice or investment advice. Everything I speak about on these sessions is purely just my own opinion of the markets and trades that I'm looking to take with money that I am willing to risk. So ensure that any trading decisions that you make are not majorly influenced by what I speak about on these sessions, but you do your own research and do ensure that you risk cash that you are willing to lose. Because this is what trading is all about. When you jump into trading, you need to be wary of the fact that you could lose your entire investment, right? So just be very open-minded to that aspect of it. So without further ado, let's just get straight into the charts. We're going to look at volatility 75. Now, yesterday on volatility 75, I did speak about the low of this candle being tested. And as you can see, yesterday's candle did close right at the low of that candle. So what I am looking to see today is most likely what we will see is this candle testing back into around this area before it pushes further down. Remember, overall, I am currently bearish bias on volatility 75, regardless of me not trading it at the moment. A lot of you would say, hey, why aren't you trading it if your analysis is going well? Well, the reason I'm not trading it at the moment is because my confirmations aren't really coming together really well on this chart at the moment. Regardless of knowing where price is going to go, you have to be able to take the risk based on a strategy or based on a system that you do use. And at the moment, looking at these charts, structure is a bit messy at the moment. And, as well as all of my other confirmations aren't really being met because price is very consolidating at the moment on volatility 75. So that is why I'm choosing to sit this one out. But overall, like I said, we are looking to reach back down, trend line retest down here, and perhaps a spike through to come and test this pink zone in here, where more than likely I might be looking to take a buy from here and capitalize on this overall push that's then going to come in on this market, and push it all the way up into the upside, into around these areas in here, right? So that is more or less what I am looking to participate in. So for now, I'm just sitting it out to see exactly what it's doing. And then when I do see enough confirmations, I will be looking to take a buy back into this area in here, either from this or from the trend line retest, depending on where our confirmations will come in. So at the moment, if you look at it, overall, we are looking to see this trade further back down into around this area after taking out the low of this candle, because at the moment it's just a double bottom, right? Because it's a double bottom, it might give you a slight impulse to the upside, maybe test the high of this candle before giving you that full on push to the downside from there. So that is as much as I'm going to say about volatility 75. When you drop down to the 8-4 time frame, not really much difference on here. I had highlighted the low of this candle in here yesterday as well. And as you can see, price did trade through the lows of these candles, but the overall low that it's aiming for is the low of this candle down in here, right? So that is what I'm looking to see price taking out in the next couple of hours. Perhaps we'll see price retest the high of that candle or the low of the previous candle before trading back down to gather more liquidity below down there, right? So overall, we are looking at volatility 75 continuing its bearish move into later on this afternoon, or maybe later on tomorrow afternoon, before we see some bullish momentum coming in and pushing this market to create new highs. So I'm just going to remove this from here for now because it's not really serving any purpose in that area. And I'll basically highlight this area in here. So that's the area that I am looking to see respect as some sort of resistance, right? And pushing this market further back down into the downside. right, cool. So that's a level that we are looking to see price respect. Perhaps get a nice tip into this level before we see it pushing price back to the downside. Overall, you can see that we are at a major level at the moment. If you look at this level right here, you can see that it was some sort of support in here, pushed down, and it respected from the downside. It respected this as some sort of resistance, gathered enough momentum below here before it was able to break above. And look at the momentum that came in these candles when price pushed above. It still came and respected the zone when it came back. So this is a really, really key level at the moment. You know, price is currently respecting this level. So we are looking to see it continue to respect this level and push this market back to the downside. So that's my outlook on volatility 75. Looking at volatility 50, I did speak about this area yesterday, and I said that we could see a bit of a bearish push coming in from that level to push this market back down. And as you can see, that is playing out pretty well at the moment. So, you know, I hope if your analysis did match this, you know, I hope you did basically capitalize on that. So it is a very small move, right? But this is the H4 chart, right? So this is a really good move to catch. As well as if it does trade a bit lower, it's also still going to be a very good move to catch, right? Overall on volatility, apologies about that. Overall on volatility 50, I am looking to see on the weekly chart this trend line get retested one more time, right? But let's just stick to the daily analysis for now. Looking at the daily analysis, what we could see is we could see this market coming back down, perhaps to retest around these areas in here, right? Find some sort of support of these areas before we see it push back up. So let me just change that and put this in here, right? So some sort of support in these areas in there before I see this market pushing back to the upside, right? Overall, I want to see this market push back to the upside. As I did say that I am looking to take sales from around this zone back over to the downside and look at taking out the low of these candles in here, right? So that is what I am looking to participate in. So I am currently, you know, sitting on my fingers or sitting on my hands. I don't know what the expression is, but I'm basically sitting and waiting for price to do what I needed to do in order for me to participate in a trade, right? Like I said, on volatility 75, just because my analysis is being respected doesn't necessarily mean I'm going to take a trade, right? I have to see what my proven method tells me before I am able to take a trade on these charts, right? Cool. So that's it on volatility 50. Not really much we can speak about lower than the daily time frame, to be honest, because you can see that it's just consolidating at the moment. So we could see a tap down into this blue zone that I highlighted on the daily chart before we see it push back to the upside again, right? That is very possible at the moment. Another thing that is possible is price can pull back to retest this pink zone in here as well before pushing back to the upside. But I highly doubt that could happen. For now, you can see that price is showing the willingness to push back up. Look at this hard rejection of this level. That's telling us that there is a want to go higher, right? We also have this bit of a trend line that you can highlight in here as well, which you can see that it has been broken above already. So price more than often generally reaches back up into the high where the trend did start, right? So that is something that you can look at on this chart. Let's look at volatility 10. Volatility 10, yesterday I did speak about this level in here, this level that I've got highlighted as a rejection zone, right? So we could see rejections coming in from that level. And as you can see, the market did, or price did, reject from this level very, very strongly. You can see yesterday's candle closed with quite a bit of indecision, right? So that doesn't, however, change our overall bias on this market. Overall, we're still looking to take this higher into this pink zone on the upside over here, right? So we'll be looking to see if it does give any further bullish confirmations today for us to participate in the further push to the upside, right? But overall, the target is this pink zone that I've got highlighted in here. This was an expected rejection zone that price is currently rejecting from. Another thing that could happen is we could see this rejection zone be very strong and push price back over to the downside, right? Because we are seeing on the H4 chart, we are seeing that price is rejecting pretty strongly from this level, pretty strongly, right? So this level could hold as some sort of a resistance and push this market back down to come and retest some of these lows before we see it pushing back to the upside. Or it might not even go that low, perhaps maybe form some sort of a counter trend pattern in this area here, some sort of a counter trend pattern in this area, something to that effect. I'm not really worried about how it looks, to be honest, right? Something to that effect, and then get it respecting perhaps this zone here, right, before we see it pushing back to the upside. So this is just a slight retracement, to gather more momentum to push the market further to the upside. It's also an opportunity for re-entries as well. So if you are watching this market at the moment, look for your confirmations, and let's look to take this price higher than it currently is. Right, cool. So that's it from my side. Not really much that I can speak about on these charts. Like I said, we are following the overall analysis that we have been speaking about for the past couple of weeks. So there's not really much change in that. I think I did speak about volatility 51S yesterday. So still looking at 51S, you can see that it's just consolidating in this one spot at the moment. And it's failing to push lower, right? Which is something that I do want to see in this instance. And I want to see it, sort of maybe even break out to the upside above these highs before I see it pushing back down to the downside, right? So that is something that I am watching, volatility 51S. But like I said, these are just things that I am following at the moment. Not really something that I'm looking to cover on these sessions, but I just mentioned it by and by, right? Just in case you are looking at the same thing as well, right? So that's it from my side. Then I will catch up with you guys again tomorrow. So until next time, it's been a pleasure as always to share, and I'm wishing you a very blessed and a profitable trading day.